Good afternoon, folks. I got a burner. This is something that happened a long time ago, and I have received at least 20 emails, YouTube comments, or Facebook communications about this subject. Fed seizes gold from Pennsylvania family worth $80 million. Let me say that again. The federal government seizes gold from Pennsylvania family that's worth $80 million. Gather around, folks. I have a story to tell. I put up this video years ago. What you should do if you come across large sums of money. People thought he's bullshitting. There's no reason. No, people know what to do. If I came across a lot of money, I would do this, I would do X, and I would do Y, and I would do Z. I don't need this guy on YouTube to tell me what to do. That may be you, player, but obviously there's a lot of dumbass people out there. Let me get you hip to something. There are many people that come across windfalls every year, i.e. cash money found in a bag, something. And what they do, because you've been conditioned as sheep, you feel you're unworthy. You don't deserve the money. No, you don't deserve it. So you must go turn it in to the authorities. That is your conditioning. So that's why these things happen. And that's what's happened to this family. I'm going to read to you how this whole thing went down, because it's funny. It is very funny. Before I get into that, yeah, it's a little different. First of all, the announcements. 48 hours of storage auction success is almost done. Be ready. Be for sale for next week. Going ahead and pop out a webinar. What you get for $125. Yes, that's what the webinar is. You get the book. You get a 2-hour pre-recorded webinar and a live session. That's what you get about the storage auction deal. You can buy it today. This kicks off next week. See the date. After that, there's more. Pimping Craigslist for fun and profit. The revised edition. Well, I should say the enhanced edition, because it's going to be a completely separate book. That kicks off after that. You can sign up for that now if you want to, or you can wait. Now, let's jump into this juicy topic. Juicy. Let me read it for you. Let's go here, because people are losing their minds. For those of you that didn't know, FDR in the 30s imposed a new moratorium on gold. As an American citizen, you couldn't hold gold back then. All gold was seized. You had to turn it in. But there were a lot of people that said, fuck that noise. I'm keeping my gold. And many did. There's a lot of that stuff out. Well, not a lot, but there's gold from that era out there. I personally know this. Let's read on. Because it's going to be comedy here. This gold was, some would say, reclaimed, but it was seized in 2004. They got it in 2003, and like some dumbasses, they were like, oh, let's go to the mint. Okay, two things here. First of all, they didn't know that the gold was seized in that period of time, and that's why these things were so rare. Because if they had used their mind, it's like, you know what? Maybe they would try to enforce that arcane law if we take it to the mint. Nah, this is America. I can do what I want because I'm an American citizen and I have all these inalienable rights. So they're going to do the right thing by me. Why is your hand on my back? Why are my butt cheeks spreading? What the? Whoa! And that's what happened. They went to the Philadelphia Mint, turned the gold coins in for authentication. Or as you know from the shows, we need to get it checked out. The Fed was like, the Mint was like, oh, really? Cha-ching, we're keeping them. They filed a lawsuit, 2004. It was just ruled in the government's favor. To me, it was a government favor this year. Damn near 8 years this has been going on. Now, I'm going to give you a little background here. You can look at the wonderful book pictures, because these books right here are on Amazon. If you so desire, you can get them right now on Kindle. And here we go. Judge LaGrome Davis of the Eastern District Court of Pennsylvania affirmed a 2011 jury decision that a box of 1933 Saint-Gaudens double eagle coins discovered by the family of Israel Swift, a deceased dealer and collector, is the property of the United States. In the midst of the Great Depression, then President Franklin Roosevelt ordered that American supply of double eagles manufactured in the Philadelphia Mint be destroyed and melted into gold bars. Of the 45,000 plus or so gold coins created, some managed to escape the ken and ended up in the hands of collectors. In 2003, the Swift family opened a safe deposit box. Opened a safe deposit box back then their grandfather kept, revealing 10 coins that turned out to be among the world's most valuable collectibles in the currency realm today. 10 of them. 10! 10! One would set you up for life. Swift descendants, the Langboards, thought the coins had been gifted to their grandfather years earlier by a mint cashier, George McCann, that took the coins to the mint to have their authenticity. And I don't need to read anymore because you know what happened. Now, I'm not saying I did anything like this. Not saying that at all. But if it was me, this is what I would do in that particular situation. Say you're a storage auction buyer, right? You're out there, you're buying units, you get a unit, and you come across one of those coins. It may not be these. It may be from another era, a little smaller, not as valuable, but definitely something you don't want to sell in traditional channels. So you think. So this is what you do. It's a coin, right? So you go out and you become a coin collector. You start going to coin shows and you start getting to know people. You don't do this online. You do this in person. Okay? You actually take your janky ass to coin shows and talk to people. And you kind of like, yeah, I was online and I saw such and such coin, and you wait until a person's eyes light up and they're like, oh God, I heard about those. If I could get my hands on those. But it's illegal to own that coin. Well, and when the person puts their hand on your shoulder and it's just like, what's the deal amongst friends? If you had a coin like that, I'd buy it from you. And we just laugh it off. Ha 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 ha. Because, there is no coin, right? There is no coin. It's not. But you chat him up, you chat some more people up, and then once you've developed a relationship, because you understand, collectors don't give a shit. Okay? I know this for a fact. Collectors don't give a shit. They may say, oh, I would never do anything like that in public, but in their comfort of their own home, as they go into the safe and pull out their cash to give to you, what happens there is what happens there. Like Vegas used to be. Like what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in his den stays in his den. So you build this relationship. And you kind of like, yeah, I kind of think I might know someone with that kind of coin. And you check the interest. And at no point, if you are to have this coin, do you let the coin leave your possession. They're going to want verification. There are many collectors and there are reference labs that can check the validity and the date of the gold very easily. And it won't cost you an arm and a leg. Once that's done, as they said in Living Color, more money, more money, more money. I'm not saying I did anything like that. I just know these things. And cha-ching, the money would be in your pocket. And no one would know. But since we live in the United States of America where people have been conditioned to be sheep and to do stupid things like what the hell is their name? The Langboards. Because see, this is where they went wrong. They expected to be treated fairly by an unfair system. Let's really look at this. Other than murder, there's no statute of limitations. And student loans, there's no statute of limitations. But pretty much everything else there is. You could commit a horrible crime and get a pardon from a president. You could do all kinds of stuff because time heals most wounds. Essentially, if things were fair and reasonable, that law shouldn't even come into play. But since it's the government, they could do what they want. Doesn't matter. Now, you must toe the line. You must do what you're supposed to do and don't get caught, player. Because if you do, you're going to jail. Understand, when you get into the storage auction business and you get in there neck deep, most people are, they're pinky deep. They're pinky deep. They have no idea what goes on in there. They don't really know. You will find that so many things are in these units, and many of them are problematic to sell if you are of a conservative buy sheep mindset, because you're going to get scared. I know a guy who gave me $5,000. He found a certain type of weapon in a unit, and he damn near wet his pants. I was at the auction. I saw him buy the unit, and I actually bought units there. I was cleaning out my unit around the same time he was cleaning out his, and I was just heard this, oh shit. And I run over there, and there's the weapon. And he's seriously about to wet his pants. He's like, man, I don't want this. I don't want to fuck with this. I'm going to throw this away. You going to do what? You want it? I went on about my merry way. He just gave me 5 G's. Just gave it to me because he was scared and didn't know what to do. So, I'm telling you, when I put up that video, I wasn't kidding. People thought, oh, there's nothing really good. In life, there are so many ways for you to come up. Years ago, I used to live in the West End. A house caught on fire. The guy who owned the house was an eccentric. He didn't believe in banks. So he had $600 and some thousand up in the roof, in the attic of his house. In this ghetto ass neighborhood. $600,000. People found the money and they did the right thing and they turned it in. Okay, man had died. Didn't have any descendants. Where'd that money go? Who knows? Been me. Stuff. Dude was gone. And sorry, that's just me. If I'm behind you and I see you drop your wallet, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and I'm going to give it to you because I see the direct line of that person lost their money. But in some stuff like that, where there's no direct line, and when I know the money's going to be sucked up into the vortex of the government or some system where it's really just going to be wasted, yeah, that's my opinion. My opinion is mine. You don't like it, fine, but it's mine. I'm taking the money. I will tell you, I helped someone sell something very collectible in the manner that I described to you and got a nice little cut because he was scared. That was, damn, I guess 9 years ago now. But it can be done, people. You come across something like this, first thing you do is you put your knees together real tight so your nuts will stop knocking because you're so excited. Take a week or two and calm down. Come up with a plan and do your due diligence, do your research, and don't tell anybody. If you're married, don't tell your wife because if you pissed her off, and this is a way to get here, women, I don't know what's up with y'all, but when y'all get pissed off, common reason sense goes out the window. Y'all will hurt yourself to get revenge on the man. I've seen it. Don't tell your wife. Don't tell your girlfriend. Don't tell anybody until you come up with an appropriate plan to liquidate the merchandise. Do your research. And when you talk to people, once you calm down, you never say you haven't. You just are curious about it. Own it. So if someone's like, hey, yeah, he's supposed to have X, Y, and Z, it's like, well, I never said I had it. I was just having a conversation. You can't be convicted for having a conversation. You can't even be convicted for saying you have something because it's considered hearsay unless they see it in your hand. I'm trying to help you because we are going through this big, big turmoil in our current economy. A lot of stuff's about to shake out. That's one of the reasons I started the Hustler Mindset Project because mentally, many people don't get it. You're thinking because you're fair and you're honest, the system's going to be the same way towards you. And sometimes it is, depending upon what we're talking about. Other times, it's not. And it's never going to be fair. And if you're going to hang your hopes and ambitions on that, you're going to be one disappointed person for the rest of your life, because we're about to go through this big shift. And if mentally you have old age, old economy thinking, you're not going to get left behind. You're going to get ran over. Trying to tell you. But that's what happens. I've got the tags, all this stuff. There's a lot of people chopping up this issue, but I don't fault the United States government for doing what they were doing. They're going to do that. I fought the family for not actually thinking this thing out and going to a private collector, because I'm telling you, there are many people that would have loved to have those coins. Many people. I'm talking worldwide. World freaking wide. And also, let's talk about that. Would they have gotten the full 80 million? Probably not. Since it was so risky, they probably would have got between 20 and 40 million. Oh God. I'm sorry. That's just chump change for something you didn't do, you didn't earn, you just happen to be related to the right person. Probably a good 30 million. Probably. Plus fees and stuff, because you got to break people off that, facilitate it for you. But any way you sliced it, a lot of money. A lot of freaking money. And that's the reason they fought for so hard to lose. But I could have told you, when I first heard about this, it was probably like 2006. Because when you get in the storage auction business, you learn a lot. And I actually knew a long time ago that gold was actually snatched up from the people. It was illegal to own gold at one point in this country. Think about that. It was illegal. And people have talked about that they may do it again. And I'm going to tell you, you ain't getting my gold. Straight up. You ain't getting my gold. Sorry. You ain't paid for this shit. I did. If that was unpatriotic, so be it. Because there's some bad stuff that's happening right here. But hopefully nothing like that happens. Hopefully. But history is written with things that weren't supposed to happen that did. So you never know. That's why I don't have a safe deposit box. Yeah, those can be easily gotten into by the government. Easily. Doesn't take much. All right, so hopefully you learned something from this. Hopefully you finally get it. And for all the folks who emailed me, sent me stuff on Facebook, thanks for watching the video, because I put that video up a long time ago and people are starting to go like, that dude with the Alabama hat, he's actually on to something. Because many of the things that I have said years ago are coming to pass. Guarantee you. Next year, there's going to be someone who's watched that video, they're going to buy a unit, and they're going to come across something magnificent. And my little voice is going, they're like, whoa, what would Glendon do? And they're like, going to freeze, put the knees together, stop the nuts from knocking. Or if they're a chick, they're going to hug themselves because their nipples are hard. And they're going to think, and they're going to do the right thing, and they're going to realize the economic benefit from being out there on the storage auction trail or whatever else. Because you need to look out for yourself, because the government's not going to do it. And if you really are hoping that's going to happen, you're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you in the next video.